With the release of the Lady Thunderstorm skin, you might wonder who else can lift the hammer. Well, wonder no more, I'll simply tell you. Black Panther can lift it, though not T'Challa, but his 1 million BC counterpart, Mosey, who can be seen in the game by the way. This does grant T'Challa some benefit though, because the hammer simply won't hurt him because of its history with his tribe. Black Widow has also wielded it, in a universe where Thor was defeated by the Midgard serpent Jörmungandr during Ragnarok. With the rest of the Avengers dead, Natasha Romanoff makes one last effort to defeat the serpent, by attempting to pick up Mjölnir and, to make a short story shorter, she does pick it up, and she does defeat the serpent. Funnily enough, in Age of Ultron, she's the only Avenger who doesn't try to lift the hammer. Might be something there, or might be nothing. Moving on. Captain America can lift it, obviously. He's the best person in the world. But the most iconic one is obviously in Endgame. Spoilers for Endgame by the way, but I mean, we've all seen it, right? Hela can wield it as we saw in Thor Ragnarok before she crushed it to smithereens. But she doesn't seem to fit the criteria of worthiness, since she doesn't get Thor's powers. She can just control it because it used to belong to her. A similar scene happens in the comics, but instead of crushing it, she uses it to bash Thor for a bit. Hulk has sort of lifted it. Basically, he went through some time travel shenanigans and ends up fighting Thor. And at the end of the issue, he lifts Mjölnir and shouts, "Hulk worthy!" But it's revealed in the next issue that Thor simply recalled Mjölnir to himself, and Hulk simply had a moment of hubris. Invisible Woman hasn't lifted it per se, but she has encased Thor and the hammer in a force field, and tossed them around for a bit, so close enough. Iron Man has lifted it, but it was at a time when the enchantment was temporarily gone, so anyone could lift it. Loki became worthy after an event called Axis, which shifted the morality of a bunch of Marvel characters, which is how we got Evil Iron Man, for example. Loki became the god of heroism and truth, rather than the god of mischief and lies. Since Thor became a villain in this story, the hammer was up for grabs, and Loki rose to the occasion. Magneto is unable to lift Mjölnir, even though it's made of metal, because it's actually made by a weird space metal called Uru, which for some reason makes it hard for Magneto to control it. Though he has pushed it away on a few occasions, because comics are wildly inconsistent. However, in the Ultimate Universe, Magneto could actually control Mjölnir. Speaking of Uru, Moon Knight could control the hammer in an event called Age of Khonshu, where he beat up all the Avengers and stole their powers because his bird god said so. The reason he could control Mjölnir is because Uru consists of minerals from a distant moon, and since it's moon rock, Khonshu has some power over it. Spider-Man is unworthy because it's a warrior's weapon and Spidey doesn't kill. Though here's a picture of an alternate universe where he did wield it. I guess he was a killer in that universe. Squirrel Girl has wielded it in a story called The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Beats Up the Marvel Universe, where an evil clone of her is running amok, so the good version of her has to stop her. Star-Lord has wielded a version of Mjölnir in a possible future, where Spider-Man becomes the King in Black, which basically means he's a corrupted symbiote god. The hammer actually looks more like Beta Ray Bill's hammer, Stormbreaker, but it has the same enchantment, so it counts. Storm has lifted it in the comics, as you can tell by the costume we got, but she can also be seen wielding it in Season 3 of What If. Venom wielded Mjölnir in his battle against Null, though this was also during the time where the worthy enchantment was a bit uncertain, but the hammer has been able to temporarily remove the enchantment if the situation is dire enough. Alright, that's it, thanks for watching, take care.